Bros, what do they find?
Anthony Joshua was reportedly involved in a serious road traffic accident in Nigeria, and this remains a developing story that needs to be handled with extreme care. According to early reports from Ogun State, 2 vehicles were involved in a collision on an expressway, and it is being claimed that 2 individuals tragically lost their lives at the scene.
Now, the incident involves the SUV that Anthony A.J. Joshua was in colliding with a stationary truck. Now, Anthony Joshua was positioned behind the driver as a passenger, and there was a passenger in the front seat on the passenger side and behind that passenger. Both of those passengers passed away. So if you can see from the footage, and hopefully the footage isn't too much for you guys, you can see that Anthony A.J. Joshua is dazed, very confused here. But that side of the SUV is severely damaged.
Anthony Joshua was said to be traveling in one of the vehicles and sustained injuries, though at this stage there is no confirmation that his injuries are life-threatening. What has made this situation even heavier is the growing claim that the 2 people who passed away were part of Joshua's British entourage. If true, that adds an emotional weight far beyond headlines, because Joshua is known for keeping a very tight circle, people he genuinely trusts and considers family. Regardless of titles, fame, or strength, losing people that close would hit anyone hard, and he would be struggling no matter who those individuals were.
Anthony Joshua has received minor injuries and he's been taken to hospital. So eyewitnesses say Joshua was in a Lexus SUV with 3 other passengers, and he was involved in an accident in which that Lexus collided with a truck that was stationary at the time, and there are videos online of a shaken Joshua being taken out of the car. So local police have confirmed that Joshua has suffered minor injuries.
Importantly, the exact circumstances of the crash are still unclear, and there has been no official confirmation yet from Matchroom, Joshua's management, or authorities. Until verified details are released, this remains an unfolding situation, and speculation should be avoided. Thoughts remain with the families affected and everyone involved as the boxing world waits for confirmed updates.
Bros, what do they find?
And in the middle of all the noise, speculation, and shock, Jake Paul's response actually landed with the right tone. When Jake Paul said, "Life is much more important than boxing. I am praying for the lost lives, AJ, and anyone impacted by today's unfortunate accident." Listen, that's one of those moments where the sport fades into the background completely. And whatever people think about rivalries, fights, or internet drama, this is bigger than all of that.
Now, he did have security. His security was in an SUV behind him, following Anthony AJ Joshua. Anthony Joshua is fine, sustaining minor injuries. There were images of Anthony Joshua enjoying his vacation in Nigeria with his friends and everything. Yeah, he has his shirt off and everything because, you know, he's in Africa. It's warm out there. He was just enjoying his time. And unfortunately, there was a car crash.
Hearing Jake put boxing second and human life first is exactly how this should be handled, because no win, no loss, no payday comes close to the weight of real loss. And when you tie that back to Anthony Joshua, a man known for carrying himself with discipline and keeping his circle small, you can only imagine how heavy this moment is for him. This isn't about belts, records, or future fights right now. This is about people, families, and the kind of pain that doesn't care who you are or what you've achieved. Jake's words cut through the debate and remind everyone watching that before fighters, before promoters, before fans, they're all human beings first.
Devastating news coming out of Lagos, Nigeria. 2 dead as Anthony Joshua is involved in a road accident on the expressway. Details are coming in real time, but as the report stands right now, Anthony Joshua has reportedly been involved in a road accident in Ogun State, Nigeria.
There was a video circulating shortly before the incident, and in hindsight, that detail makes everything feel even more sobering. Seeing moments from just before a tragedy always adds a layer of reality that words alone can't carry, because it reminds you how quickly normal life can turn upside down. And that's really the only lens this should be viewed through right now, because moments like this expose how small boxing arguments actually are in the real world.
How's it going, people? I hope you're all well, whatever you're doing. Just a quick message. Tomorrow at 5:30 p.m, I'm going to be in Battersea at the new Under Armour store. I hope you get this message in time, because for those that turn up, we've got some big surprises.
For Anthony Joshua, this isn't a headline or a talking point. It's something that will stay with him long after the news cycle moves on. Accidents like this don't end when the cameras stop rolling or when statements get released. They live in the quiet moments afterward, in the questions that don't have answers, and the memories that suddenly feel heavier. The fact that this happened away from the ring, away from competition, just going about life, is what makes it hit harder. It's a reminder that control, preparation, and strength only go so far, and that some events arrive without warning or fairness.
According to reports, 2 people died in the accident that occurred in Nigeria earlier this morning. The vehicle conveying the Nigerian-born British boxer was said to have collided with another car under circumstances that are yet to be fully established.
The boxing community, for all its noise and division, tends to come together in moments like this, because everyone understands that the risks fighters take don't end at the ropes. Right now, the priority isn't analysis, timelines, or what comes next. It's respect for the people who lost their lives, space for the families affected, and patience while verified information comes out. Whatever updates follow, this moment should pause everything else, because some situations demand empathy before opinion, and humanity before sport.
I'm going to give you guys any updates on this as they roll in. You guys know that I don't cover what happens outside of the ring, but when it's a tragedy like this, I do. When it came to Errol the Truth Spence and his car crash and his accident, I covered that as well. But Anthony Joshua is fine. I'm not sure if there was someone in the stationary truck. I'm not sure about that, so I'm not going to report on that, but the truck was stationary, and Anthony Joshua's SUV struck the stationary truck.
And that pause matters, because when stories like this break, the rush to react can often drown out the reality of what people are actually going through. For Anthony Joshua, this isn't something you compartmentalize and move past with a press conference or a short statement. Loss has a way of settling in quietly, long after the headlines fade, and if the reports about those involved are accurate, this is the kind of weight that stays with you. It reshapes how you look at travel, at routine days, at moments you once took for granted. The presence of that video before the incident only reinforces how fragile those moments are, how quickly ordinary turns into irreversible. 1 minute everything looks normal, familiar, even calm, and the next minute lives are changed forever.
Bros, where do they find?
That contrast is unsettling, and it's why this situation deserves time, sensitivity, and restraint. There will be official updates, statements, investigations, and confirmations, but none of that erases the human impact at the center of it all. Boxing is a sport built on toughness, resilience, and pushing forward, but even the strongest figures need space to process grief and shock. Right now, the most important thing is allowing that space to exist without speculation, without pressure, and without turning tragedy into content. Some moments are bigger than analysis, bigger than narratives, and bigger than the sport itself, and this is one of them. Drop your thoughts in the comments, debate it, argue it, break it down. And yo, don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you in the next one.